lot of singles have been reaching out to me because they're so tired of swiping on apps all day, and they're like, Amie, the world is opening up. Can you let us know where we can meet quality singles? So that's what we're going to talk about today. 10 unique places that you can find your match, and you know what? Find some friendships too. And for more tips on how to take charge of your love life, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Listen, even though this video is about finding love matches in person, I also want you to expand your horizons and use this as a way to create new friendships. Why? Because singles that don't have a community get very lonely. By having a community, it actually helps you get closer to meeting your match because you're doing something that makes you happy, brings you joy, and like attracts like. So if you're happy on the inside, you're going to be drawing in those quality singles that you're looking for. Tip number 1, for those singles looking for the heart-centered match, I highly recommend you do some volunteer work. There is a website called volunteermatch.org that is absolutely amazing. I'll include the link below. But here's the thing, it allows you to do specific volunteer opportunities where it doesn't take a lot of your time, right? Maybe you just want to do one single one per quarter. That website's a great place for you to start. You can actually filter through on the things that you like to do. Let's say you're a musician, there's actually volunteer opportunities in those areas, or you're an artist, or you are a business person and you have a skill that you can lend to children, adults, people that need your help. There are studies that show when you give, it actually increases your happiness. So guess what? You'll be surrounded by a bunch of people volunteering that are super happy, and you never know who you may connect with, not only as a friendship, but as a love interest. For all you book nerds out there, yes, tip number 2 is finding a book club. Listen, it is an amazing way to meet new people with the same interest in reading, right? But it's important, if it doesn't exist, you can create it, right? So what are you waiting for? Get on it. Tip number 3 are for those dog lovers out there. Okay, listen, dog parks are the best way to meet a match. Why? Because people that love dogs, I'm a dog lover, you know that. If you have your dog and you're not going to the dog parks and interacting with other dog lovers, you're missing out. I actually have a client that met her husband at a dog park, just walking around the dog park area. So your homework is to go on Yelp, find the nearest dog park in your area and go and take your dog there, okay? Tip number 4, for all you health nuts, yes, the gym. Believe it or not, it is a great place to meet a partner. Here's the caveat though. Most of you go to the gym and you put your headphones on and you look down and you're just working, and then you leave. And then you do the same thing over and over again. Well, let me tell you a story. I have a client that met her boyfriend through the gym. We talked about all the places that she currently frequents that actually have good-looking single men. And the gym was one of those places. So I asked her, what if you took off your headphones and you just walked in and started smiling at people while you're working out, or maybe coming up and talking to people just to engage and not have an attachment to hit on them, but more so just creating a human connection to say, I see you working out a lot on this machine. I actually want to try it out. What is your best practices, right? Just get into that conversation. If the sparks start heating up, well, there you go. You found a match, just like my client did. For all you music lovers out there, guess what? There are music clubs, that's right. There's guitar classes, there's orchestras, there's bands, there's music groups that you can join. Go and take a class. If you've never played guitar before and you've always wanted to play guitar, go do it. I had a client that always wanted to sing, and she kind of put that on the side for her career. Well, as we worked together, she started to own her truths, and she's like, I've always wanted to invest in a vocal coach. And I said, do it. So guess what? She started doing it. She finally sang in front of 200 people. But that's not only it. She joined this music travel club, and that's where she met her partner. So I would search in your area different organizations that you can take a class and connect to like-minded musicians. Tip number 6 is join a hiking group. There are a bunch of hiking groups on meetup.com. You can go on there and find ones for light hiking, walking, or the extreme sports type of things. I would be trying all of those and seeing which one felt the best for me. And the tips with going to these type of hikes where you're going by yourself, you don't really know someone, it's really easy. All you do is go to meetup.com. There's a section where you can actually create a discussion. And one of the things I do when I go to a meetup is I just put in, hey, does anybody want to meet up a little bit earlier before the event so that we can go together? And usually I'll get like 3 or 4 people message me. And actually some of the people that I've met have built a long-standing friendship with myself. So think about how that could help you grow your group of friends. On top of that, those friends have single friends. Hello. Tip number 7 is interesting because men always ask me, where do I meet women? I'm like, well, this is the best place. At a yoga studio, yoga class. There's so many women that go to yoga classes and stay fit, and they're about spirituality and, you know, really staying centered and grounded. So if you haven't hit up a yoga studio just to learn how to do yoga, I think it's a great place to meet friends and a great opportunity to meet a love match. 8 is something that I actually did back in the day, and it was the coolest thing. And I actually have a friend that did something similar and met her husband, okay? It is going on a singles vacation. There are vacation places like Club Med for singles, Kentucky, and it's all inclusive. It's really fun. They plan everything out. Everyone's single that goes, and then you do activities. You know, if it's the Caribbean, you'll be playing volleyball. And also there are cruises that are focused just for single people. So I'll go on Google and start looking at those things. I'll leave a list of the different websites below that I know of. Number 9 is an interesting one. It's personal development, workshops, and classes. Again, it comes from like attracts like. So if somebody's coming into this personal development class, they typically are someone pretty open-minded, willing to work on themselves and become more self-aware. And there's a bond that's created when you meet somebody there, and you know, it's not like you're going there to hook up. I actually have a close friend that when I went to my workshop seminar that changed my life, I introduced him to going to the same one, and it changed his life. And he actually met his wife there. And now they have 3 children and they have their happily ever after. Those places are a great way to bond because, you know, it is a safe space and it does allow people to be vulnerable. And I don't think in many cases you'll be able to be that vulnerable that quickly unless you're in that type of workshop setting. The last but not least, listen, I still think restaurants, bars are a great place to meet people, but not late at night. I'm talking about doing happy hours, right? So find the local place where everyone comes off of work and they all go to happy hours, and it's the business professionals that hang out there. That's where you want to target. Bring a book and sit at the bar by yourself so that you're more approachable. It's really easy to approach one person rather than approaching a group. But if you're shy and you need to bring a friend, then bring a friend, but do it at a happy hour in your local area. So those are my 10 unique places for you to make a connection. Whether it be a friendship or a love connection, either way, expand your community and grow it so that you can step outside of your normal box, okay? With that being said, if you have any questions, please leave your comments below. I do reply. And if you'd like to talk to me personally, go to amiethedatingcoach.com. Thank you again for joining me. And remember, it's never too late to take charge of your love life.